NASCAR Cup Championship will be decided in Phoenix this weekend. We have 4 drivers left with a shot at the title: Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, and Martin Truex Jr. I'll give you my take on who wins the championship. In the world of the NFL, we got 3 big games on the slate that need to be talked about this weekend. And we only have one ranked versus ranked matchup in college football. But the new college football playoff poll came out the other day. I will have that for you here today. And I will also give you my opinion on it. I got a few issues with it. And for my closing thoughts today, I'm going to talk about 2 things: the Atlanta Braves' miraculous run of the World Series crown in 2021, and is Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh in danger of being fired? I will have that all for you today on the Scott Manning YouTube Sports Weekend Kickoff Show, and we will start the show right after this.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sport.
Good Friday afternoon to all of you out there.
The cinematic event of the year has arrived.
Eternals assemble.
And it's a sweeping blockbuster. Wait till you see this. You must see on the big screen. Be the first to experience the film that will change the Marvel Universe forever.
I'm sure that was a lot of fun for you.
It was.
Don't miss Marvel Studios Eternals. Now play only in theaters. Get tickets now. Rated PG-13. This film may not be suitable for viewers under the age of 13.
All right, and a pleasant, good Friday afternoon to everybody out there in YouTube land. This is Scott Manning for the Scott Manning YouTube Sports Weekend Kickoff Show. I want to thank all my loyal viewers for being with me here on this Friday. We still have a lot to talk about on this Friday afternoon. We're going to jump right into the show, and we're just going to go ahead and get on. The NASCAR Cup Championship is going to be decided in Phoenix on Sunday. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin are the only 4 left with a shot at the title. Who wins this Sunday? We don't know. But I've got to go with the odds-on favorite, Kyle Larson. He is the favorite to win the championship. He's already won 9 races this season. He's the odds-on favorite. But Chase Elliott is the reigning Cup champion. Can he come out of nowhere and take it? That remains to be seen. Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin had to do it the hard way on last Sunday at Martinsville. I hope it's not Denny Hamlin because he has an attitude problem. I know he got spun out of the race last Sunday at Martinsville by Alex Bowman, who was eliminated. So this is it. The championship 4. The battle will be 3:30 Sunday on NBC from Phoenix, Arizona. The championship will be decided. Who wins the crown? I've got to go with Kyle Larson, the odds-on favorite. But we're going to have a great race Sunday, and may the best driver win. And the bottom line is this. It was a great 2020 NASCAR season. Some people may not think so because of Kyle Larson's dominance. But it all started in February at Daytona. Think about that. Michael McDowell winning the Daytona 500. The final race of the season is a Sunday from Phoenix. The championship will be decided. All right. Now let's jump right into the NFL, which stands for not for long when you make some bad calls like that. In the words of former Houston Oilers coach, or then Houston Oilers coach Jerry Glanville. I got to give him some love today. The first big game I'm going to talk about, the Cleveland Browns versus the Cincinnati Bengals in the Battle of Ohio. Cleveland coach Kevin Stefanski has basically said, we are 4-4. We have to get a win if we're going to be around for the playoffs. Well, here's the problem with the Browns. In the last 3 games, the Browns only scored 41 points. That's not going to win ball games, people. And the surprising thing is the Cincinnati Bengals are coming off of a home loss to all teams in the world, the New York Jets. Excuse me. They're going off on a home loss to the Jets. That's ridiculous. Bengals coach Zach Taylor's already said beating Cleveland will put us in a great position at the end of the first half of the season. If the Bengals beat the Browns, they may just punch their ticket right into the playoffs. If the Browns win, they're still alive. The $64,000 question is, will Baker Mayfield get the start in this game? That is a real good question, and that's the truth of the matter. If he's a no-go, it would be Case Keenum. We already know that Joe Burrow is going to be getting the start, and he's going to have Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase backing him up. Will Nick Chubb be a go? All Browns fans hope so. I mean, last Sunday, think about it. The Browns losing to the Steelers in a heartbreaker, that's bad. But the Bengals losing to the Jets at home, that's just crazy. And here's the deal. It is the Battle of Ohio, and anything can happen. Will people be singing Cleveland Rocks, Cleveland Rocks? Or will people be singing the theme song to WKRP in Cincinnati after this game is over? You know what I want to be singing? Cleveland Rocks. However, this is going to be a fun matchup. I like this matchup for a lot of reasons. There's a lot at stake. I know the Browns are 4-4 and only playing 500 ball right now. But the Browns need to get a win if they want to be alive and be relevant for the playoffs. That's all there is to it. All right. The next big Sunday NFL ticket game I'm going to talk about, I know it sounds crazy, but the Green Bay Packers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. A few weeks ago, this would have been a marquee matchup, but the luster has been taken off of this matchup because of the Chiefs' struggles. But there's some huge news coming out of Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers got tested positive for COVID-19. So Jordan Love will get the start on Sunday afternoon. He's had all about 7 snaps all year. But I think the Packers still come out on top because listen to this. The Kansas City Chiefs, they have a 4-4 record. They're not contenders at all. Here's the deal. 2018 MVP Patrick Mahomes leads the league in interceptions and in turnovers. And the sad part about it is for the Chiefs, this past Monday night on Monday Night Football, a couple weeks back, they needed a fourth quarter comeback to beat the lowly New York Giants, for crying out loud. Green Bay Packers head coach Matt LaFleur has said, I'm concerned about the Chiefs. We got a second-year starter coming out. I was hoping we'd have Aaron Rodgers ready to go because he's going to be facing Patrick Mahomes. We'll have to wait and see what happens, and hopefully this game will go well. Man, I'm here. And as far as Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid, he's like, we got to get a win. With Rodgers out, we have a pretty good shot now. And that's all there is to it. And think about this. The Kansas City Chiefs' defensive woes have been a nightmare. Their offensive woes have just been bad. They have a 4-4 record. Mahomes leads the league in interceptions and in turnovers. And here's the thing. The Kansas City Chiefs have a league leading 19 turnovers in 8 games this season. That their offensive woes have been a problem. And the Packers' defense has been phenomenal. The Packers are tied with Indianapolis with the second least turnover margin at +8. The Packers' defense is the best. Kansas City's had their struggles this season. If this matchup would have opened the season, there would have been a lot of talk. But now, with the Chiefs only playing 500 ball, in the last 2 years they won the AFC title, they're not contenders at all. Patrick Mahomes has struggled. The Chiefs' offensive woes have been exposed. And that's all there is to it. The Packers are going to be the better team on Sunday. And that's all there is to it, my friends. The battle lines have been drawn for this game. And we'll have to wait and see what happens on Sunday afternoon. Okay, let's move on. The Sunday night matinee or the Sunday night main event. The Tennessee Titans versus the Los Angeles Rams. Tennessee running back Derrick Henry had a foot injury earlier this week that put a damper on the Titans. No more than just a few hours later after that announcement, it was announced that Von Miller had been traded from the Broncos to the LA Rams. And I'll tell you what, Ryan Tannehill gets the dubious distinction of being the first quarterback to face the fearsome three for the Rams now. The Rams lead the league with 25 sacks. They also have 35 tackles. They also have 35 tackles for loss and 195 sack yards this season. And this was before Von Miller came on the scene. So Ryan Tannehill is going to have the nightmare of his life on Sunday night. Now, Tannehill has passed for just 2,002 yards this season, 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. But listen to what Tannehill is going to have to deal with on Sunday night. Von Miller, the newest acquisition, 19 total tackles, 10 solos, 4.5 sacks this season. Aaron Donald, 32 total tackles, 13 solos, 5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Leonard Floyd, 35 total tackles, 17 solo, 6.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. This is what Ryan Tannehill is going to have to deal with on Sunday night. Ryan Tannehill, my heart goes out to you, man. Not. The Los Angeles Rams are in a battle in the NFC West. The Titans, they're the only team above 500 in the AFC South. As far as the Titans go, they've had a cupcake schedule. Now it's time to see how good they do against a team like the LA Rams. This is going to be a fun battle on Sunday Night Football. Now I'll tell you what. This is going to be a blast. This is going to be so much fun. And may the best team win. Ryan Tannehill, I'm going to be praying for you. Because think about this. Tannehill's got to deal with Miller, Donald, and Floyd. Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd was bad enough. Now you throw in Von Miller, you got the fearsome three. That's what I'm going to call the Rams defense. That's what I'm going to call the Rams defense, the defense from now on. Those 3 guys right there are going to be known as the fearsome three. I know some of you guys are going to be crazy, but it is the facts are the facts. I'm not going to lie to you. And that's all there is to it. May the best team win on Sunday night. And Ryan Tannehill is going to have his hands full. And that's all I have to say about that. And this is going to be such a battle. But you know something, though? Hopefully this will be a good game on Sunday Night Football. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. The NFL version is done. But I'm not done with the show yet. We're just coming up at halftime, believe it or not, of today's show. Okay. next order of business. Let's turn to the world of college football. There is only one ranked versus ranked matchup throughout the entire college football schedule this week. Number 13, Auburn. Number 14, Texas A&M. All right. What's at stake in this game? It's very simple. Texas A&M just needs to keep on winning, and they may be in the SEC championship game before it's all said and done. Auburn, on the other hand, they need to beat Texas A&M because if they beat Alabama, they'll be the ones playing for the SEC crown. But think about this game, too. Auburn's got two offensive weapons in Bo Nix and Tank Bigsby. Bo Nix, has passed for 1,764 yards this season, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Tank Bigsby, he has 125 rush attempts this season for 666 yards and 7 touchdowns. Those are the two to watch out for on the offense. But as far as the Texas A&M offense goes, A&M's got Zach Calzada, the same Zach Calzada who upset number 1 Alabama in College Station. Excuse me. Zach Calzada this season has passed for 1,364 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. But he's got his best target, wide receiver Jalen Windmeyer. 25 catches for 353 yards and 5 touchdowns on the year. This game is going to be so much fun. It's the only ranked versus ranked matchup, and it's a 3:30 kickoff on CBS. Keep that in mind. I will say this, though. This is going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to this game for a lot of reasons. The battle lines have been drawn. Now, Auburn has yet to face Alabama. Texas A&M, they've already upset Alabama. This is going to be a fun game for all of the right reasons. And I'll say this. Good luck to both teams. Texas A&M head coach Jimbo Fisher said he's got his guys ready. The game is in College Station. May the best team win. All right. The first college football playoff poll has been released. And you better listen to this, people, because I got a few things I want to say to the committee. Number 1, Georgia, I support that. Number 2, Alabama, I do not support that at all. Number 3, Michigan State, okay, I'll put them there. Number 4, Oregon, not on your life. Number 5, Ohio State, no way. Number 6, Cincinnati, no way. Number 7, Michigan, I'll go caution on that one. Number 8, Oklahoma, I do support that. Number 9, Wake Forest, my support there. Number 10, Notre Dame, I'll give you that. Number 11, Oklahoma State, definitely. Number 12, Baylor, I can see that. Number 13, Auburn, I'll leave that alone. Texas A&M, same way, number 14. BYU, yep. Ole Miss, check at 15 and 16. Number 17, Mississippi State, I'm going to give that a caution. Kentucky, number 18, yes. Number 19, NC State, I can support that. Number 20, Minnesota, I'll give that a yes. Number 21, Wisconsin, I'm going to give that a caution. Number 22, Iowa, I'll give that a yes. Number 23, Fresno State, no issues. Number 24, San Diego State, no issues. Number 25, Pittsburgh, no issues. Okay. That is your entire. I'll read over the poll again. Number 1, Georgia. Number 2, Alabama. Number 3, Michigan State. Number 4, Oregon. Number 5, Ohio State. Number 6, Cincinnati. Number 7, Michigan. Number 8, Oklahoma. Number 9, Wake Forest. Notre Dame comes in at number 10. Oklahoma State's number 11. Number 12 is Baylor. Number 13, Auburn. Texas A&M comes in at number 14. BYU comes in at number 15. Ole Miss comes in at number 16. Mississippi State comes in at 17. Kentucky comes in at number 18. At number 19, we have NC State. Number 20, Minnesota. Number 21, Wisconsin. Number 22, Iowa. Number 23, Fresno State. Number 24, San Diego State. And rounding out the top 25 is number 25, Pittsburgh. That is your first top 25 college football playoff poll rankings. And like I said, I've got some issues. Let's see. My first issue is with Alabama at number 2. Can somebody explain to me why Alabama is number 2 in the polls? Let's think about this. Texas A&M upset Alabama in College Station. And Bama is not as good as they advertise. They haven't played anybody. Texas A&M exposed them. And think about this. Texas A&M won that game with a backup quarterback in the name of Zach Calzada. Texas A&M upset Alabama. Before the playoff poll rankings came out, they only dropped 3 spots, and they had them above Ohio State. I have a problem with that. And Bama's 2 in the college football playoff poll? No way. I have a huge issue with that. Texas A&M, the committee just slapped Texas A&M right in the face. And it's going to get exposed. The other issue that I have, and I got a few of them. The other issue I have is Oregon at number 4. Okay, yes, Oregon beat Ohio State. Yes, I will give you that. But Oregon lost to Stanford, for crying out loud. Really? I have a huge problem with that. And Ohio State at 5? Yes, they lost to Oregon, but they've beaten everybody else up. They had a battle against Penn State. That kind of came down to the end, which shouldn't have had to happen. But the biggest issue of all is with Cincinnati. I have a really, really, really huge problem with that. Cincinnati at number 6, they should be higher. And I know Buckeye Nation's not going to like me for saying this, but they should have been ranked higher than Ohio State. I'm sorry. Cincinnati have been number 2 in the country all year, and they get put 6 in the first college football playoff poll. Now, I understand a lot of people are thinking the Bearcats have not beaten anybody. Now, Cincinnati beat a really good Notre Dame team on the road. This, to me, is a slap in the face. The Bearcats, a lot of people have accused the Bearcats, they haven't played anybody. But let me tell you something. The Cincinnati Bearcats are out to prove why they belong in the Big 12. They're trying to go out and join the Big 12, and going 8-0 is a good way to is a good resume. They've got a huge upset win over Notre Dame. Alabama, they've got a bad loss to Texas A&M. Oregon, they got a bad loss to Stanford. Ohio State, they've lost to Oregon, but they've beaten up everybody else. Yes, they had a battle against Penn State this past Saturday night. But Cincinnati at 6? No way. I will not support that. And you've heard why. Now, there's some teams I've given caution to. There are 3 teams on here that I've given a caution to. Number 7, Michigan. I think Michigan should have been a little bit lower than 7. They were lucky they only dropped 3 spots to number 9 in the AP poll. Last Saturday, Michigan's defense choked. Michigan's defense cost them that game against Michigan State. And that's the truth. I know some of you guys don't want to hear the home truth. I'm giving it to you because I'm not afraid to shy away from it. Michigan's defense blew it last Saturday. They allowed Kenneth Williams III to run for almost 200 yards and 5 touchdowns this past Saturday. And you know what? I'm going to address Kenneth Williams III towards the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Michigan at 7. That's not a good thing. Michigan should have been a little bit lower than they are. They got a gift, and that's all there is to it. Now, the other team I've given caution to is Mississippi State. They got a real bad loss to Alabama. They got a couple of real bad losses along the way as well. I think Mississippi State should have been in the 20s, 20 to 25. So I do have a little bit of an issue with that. They got a loss to Alabama and a bad one at that. And the other team I have issues with is Wisconsin. Wisconsin had a real bad loss to Penn State. But I'm going to give them a caution because Wisconsin upset Iowa last Saturday. Wisconsin's defense answered the bell against the Hawkeyes. The reason why for the caution is because of the bad loss to Penn State to open the season. Which Wisconsin-Penn State at that time, we were thinking, it's going to be a Big Ten championship game. Now, I'm not so sure. And that's all there is to it. So your first college football playoff poll has been released. And a lot of people have been asking me, Scott, I want to go back to Michigan State for a minute. And I want to talk basically about Kenneth Williams III. Some people have asked me, Scott, do you think Kenneth Williams III is a Heisman Trophy candidate? Well, last Saturday, you did see him have 25 or 29 carries for 197 yards and 5 touchdowns. Kenneth Williams III last Saturday in that game against Michigan, he took the game on his shoulders. He rushed for almost 200 yards by himself. He scored all 5 of Michigan State's touchdowns when Peyton Thorne couldn't do anything. He got picked off twice in that game. But my thing is with Kenneth Williams III, and I'm going to say this. Now, I'm not going to expect him to score 5 touchdowns all the time, in all the games. But is Kenneth Williams III a Heisman Trophy candidate? I'm going to answer that question for you in this simple manner. And it's very simple. Kenneth Williams III, he is a Heisman Trophy candidate. But what he needs to do to prove that to me, he's got to rush for over 100 yards a game the rest of the way. Or at least in the remaining games, at least in the remaining 3 or 4 games of the season, for me to be convinced he's a Heisman Trophy candidate. A lot of people are calling for him to be a Heisman candidate. I know a lot of people up in East Lansing say, yes, he's a Heisman Trophy candidate. But I'm going to be conservative on this one. Kenneth Williams III, if he can rush for over 100 yards in the remaining games of this season, about 100 yards or a little bit more, then yes, I will consider him as a Heisman Trophy candidate. I will do that. But he's got to prove himself to me first. He had 1 excellent game against Michigan. But he's got to be really good the rest of the way. And that's all there is to it. And think about this. Michigan State has Ohio State coming up here in a couple of weeks. If Kenneth Williams III can do the damage that he did if he can do that against Ohio State, then I'll consider him as a Heisman candidate. But until then, I will be cautious about that. Okay, let's move on. The 2021 World Series is in the books. And my congratulations to the Atlanta Braves for being World Series champions for 2021. the Braves had to do it the real hard way. It was not given to them. A lot of people have said, "Oh, this world title was given to them because everybody felt bad for them." No, the Atlanta Braves earned that world title. They earned that World Series crown this year. Think about what the Braves have had to go through just to get to this point. Back on July 10th, their star, Ronald Acuna Jr., got injured, and he suffered a season-ending knee injury. The Braves had to rebuild the outfield. They went out and got Jock Peterson from the Dodgers, Jorge Soler from the Kansas City Royals, Adam Duvall from the Pittsburgh Pirates. They had to rebuild the outfield. On August 6th, they finally got back above 500. And they played really good ball and they scraped and clawed and won ball games the rest of the way and got high. On September 30th, they beat the Philadelphia Phillies to win the National League East. They had to wait until the end of September to get the job done. In the National League Division Series against the Milwaukee Brewers, the Braves beat the heavily favored Brewers in 4 games. And then it was off to the NLCS, where they had to face the 106-win Los Angeles Dodgers. The Braves took care of business in 6. And then, in the World Series, in Game 1, Charlie Morton suffers a broken leg. He's going to have surgery. He's probably going to be out for the remainder, probably going to be out all season next year. Even through all of that, the Atlanta Braves got the job done. And I'll tell you what, I was so proud of the Braves. Now, I watched Game 5 this past Sunday night, and I'm thinking, oh no. When the Astros beat the Braves in Atlanta, 9-5 on Sunday night, I'm thinking, uh-oh. The comeback is on. And then in Game 6, Jorge Soler basically set the tone for the game with a 3-run home run, which the train tracks at Minute Maid Park would not have been able to hold. He hit that ball into another galaxy, and everybody knew it. The Astros, in Game 6, I don't even think they didn't even bother to show up. I mean, Jorge Soler had a home run. Adam Duvall. Actually, Dansby Swanson had a 2-run shot. And then Freddie Freeman had a solo home run. And then after all that, the Atlanta Braves became world champions. They did it in 6. This World Series crown was for Henry Aaron. A lot of people are thinking Ronald Acuna Jr. Definitely. But this World Series was more for Hank Aaron, who passed away earlier this year. The Braves became world champions. They did it. They only had 1 loss at home, and it was Game 5 of the World Series. With a chance to put it away in front of the home crowd, they couldn't get it done. But they got it done on the road in Game 6. And that's all there was to it. Jorge Soler was named World Series MVP. Very well deserved. And my congratulations to the Atlanta Braves for winning the 2021 World Series. You guys got the job done. You guys celebrate. You're going to have the rest of the winter to enjoy time with your families. And we'll see you guys in 2022. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my closing thoughts. Is Michigan football coach Jim Harbaugh on the hot seat? Yes, he is. And here's why. Harbaugh's loss to Michigan State just exposed more woes within the Michigan football program. Jim Harbaugh is 2-13 against the AP ranked opponents. He's 0-6 against the AP ranked top 10. He's 3-4 against Michigan State. A couple of those wins were just biased. We're just gimme wins. He's 0-6 against Ohio State. And at Ohio State, if the roles were reversed and Jim Harbaugh was at Ohio State, I know this is never going to happen, but just bear with me for just a second. If Jim Harbaugh was at Ohio State and he was 0-6 against Michigan, he would not have a job. Remember John Cooper at Ohio State? 2-10-1 against Michigan? I'm kind of surprised Cooper lasted as long as he did. But if you think about Jim Harbaugh, Ohio State fans love humiliating him, and they love seeing the Buckeyes beat him up and humiliate him. But let's be honest about this. Does Jim Harbaugh deserve to be fired? Yes. I'm going to say this now. In my honest opinion, if Ohio State beats Michigan, mark my words, Jim Harbaugh will be out at the end of the season. Everybody's surprised that he's lasted this long already. And some people have said, didn't they just renew him? Yes, they did just renew him. But there's a provision. He had to take a huge pay cut. He had to take a pay cut because he can't beat Ohio State to save himself. Last year, there was no contest between Michigan and Ohio State because basically Michigan chickened out. They said it was because of COVID. I think more like Michigan was scared. They didn't want to lose to Ohio State. This year's contest is in Ann Arbor. And mark my words, if Ohio State beats Michigan on the road in Ann Arbor, Jim Harbaugh is going to be out of a job. A lot of Ohio State fans are saying, no, don't fire Harbaugh. Keep him. We want to humiliate him. Be realistic here, people. He can't get the job done in the big matchups. They can't win a big game. And that's all there is to it. And that's the bottom line on this Friday. Okay, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here on this Friday. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. All you have to do is type my name, scroll down, look for this pretty face, click subscribe, and you'll see all the sports videos I have done so far. I'll be doing the Scott Manning YouTube Sports Weekend wrap-up show this Sunday night at 11:30 or midnight. I haven't decided which yet, but I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here on this night. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for being with me here on this day. You guys have a wonderful Friday and have a wonderful weekend, and God bless. Goodbye, everybody, and I thank you.